The bitter and strange end of the two Italian clubs Inter and Milan. While it seemed that Milan and Inter intended to build a shared stadium, the president of Milan confirmed that the club will build its own new stadium. AC Milan owners have announced their intention to build a new dedicated stadium for the Rossoneri with a capacity of 70,000 seats. Milan and Inter have been using the historic San Siro stadium together for years. The ownership of San Siro, which Inter fans refer to as Giuseppe Meazza, is in the hands of local authorities in the city of Milan, while there have been efforts for some time for both Milan clubs to build a new and modern stadium together. No both clubs intend to have their own dedicated stadiums on the outskirts of the city of Milan. Local authorities in Milan announced last week that they have negotiated with the Milan and Inter clubs for the redevelopment of San Siro. However, the Cardinal, founder and CEO of Redbird Capital, who took ownership of Milan in 2022, announced today that the Rossoneri intend to build a world-class stadium in the city of Milan. The semi-final matches of the Champions League between Milan and Inter have refocused attention on a city that once was accustomed to being the center of attention in European football, despite winning 10 European titles, with Milan standing at 7 titles, placing second after Real Madrid. None of them had reached the semi-finals of a European competition since 2020. 2 decades have passed since their meeting in the Champions League semi-finals, a time when Andriy Shevchenko scored a decisive goal for Milan, leading them to defeat Juventus in penalties in the final at Old Trafford. Inter started talking about the possibility of leaving San Siro for the first time 8 years ago. 4 years ago, Milan also joined forces with them to prove that this event should take place. From a structural point of view, the reconstruction of the current stadium will be very expensive. In terms of statistics, the costs will increase. In 2022, the Deloitte Money League showed that Inter had a revenue of 44 million euros, while Milan had 32 million euros in revenue. In contrast, Tottenham had a revenue of 125 million euros at their new stadium. Some of this inequality is due to COVID regulations and restrictions, which lasted longer in Italy, but nevertheless, none of the Milan clubs can come close to the match-day revenue of Tottenham based on the current stadium configuration. Jerry Cardinal, who participated in the Football Business Summit organized by the Financial Times, talked about this matter. "We are trying to build an American-style stadium in Milan that can host not only football competitions but also other major events. Among European cities, no city offers the fusion of sports, music, and art like Milan. And for this reason, we believe Milan is the best choice for such a stadium." Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who currently holds a managerial position at Milan, had also commented on this matter. "Milan is not the owner of San Siro. Every club wants its own stadium so that it can manage the club the way it wants. We have important memories from San Siro, but the new stadium will be beneficial for both fans and players as well." Milan has started work on this project and has purchased land in the suburbs of San Donato Milanese, located in the southeast of the city. This piece of land, intended for the construction of the new Rossoneri Stadium, is located 15 kilometers away from San Siro. Inter has also focused its attention on the suburbs of Rossano and Alonso in the south of the city of Milan. Italian media report that the land purchase for the construction of Inter's stadium will be completed by April 30 at the latest. Inter also intends to build a 70,000 seats stadium, a museum, and several training grounds, and relocate the club's offices to this new location. What will the situation be like now? Inter and Milan have been sharing the San Siro stadium since 1947. However, only for Serie A clubs, Juventus, Atalanta, Udinese, and Sassuolo. play in their own stadiums, and it seems that the two Milan teams prefer to stay together in the San Siro area if possible. The situation is complex for both teams. Two of the biggest clubs in Europe need a new stadium. Local policymakers know that departure of these two teams will be a blow to the region's reputation and will reduce their vital income. The discussions are ongoing and no solution has been proposed yet. In the meantime, San Siro remains the same as it has been since 1990, an appealing and captivating exterior and inside a concrete shell. In the end, it remains to be seen whether Inter and Milan will each build a new stadium or not. Thank you for being with me.